Make sure we're good and we're ready and we're gone. We're here. We're a little bit late. Couple minutes late, but we still here. Stomach grumbling a little bit. I'm gonna sip some water. Get those pipes going, man. The intestines getting better and better. It's a long road, but it's getting so much better. The planet went from liquid to solid. That's as far as I'm going to say. I'm gonna go, but we here. It's Tuesday. Nothing in particular to talk about. Off the top of my head, so we calling it Topicless Tuesday. You know, last week was exhilarating weekend. So much is going on. With the court cases. Hey, what up? Mary Jo Conley. What's good? Yeah. If y'all hopping in, make sure you like it. Like the post for me so I can get in the algorithm. Share, subscribe. Hit the hype button. Only way I'm gonna get big on this, y'all gotta help me, man. I'm not even asking y'all for money yet. I just want y'all to help me. Let YouTube know. What's good, Avery K. Mama? I want y'all to let YouTube know I do this on a regular basis, man. And I'm consistent. And I can drive ads and revenue, you feel me? There's 19 of y'all watching. All y'all should push the thumb. All of y'all, even if y'all hop in and hop out, just hit the thumbs up for me real quick, yo. Get me in these algorithms. All y'all should pushing the thumbs up button. 2 people said hi. Both of y'all should be hitting that thumbs up for me if you could. You know? It literally just take a click of a button. That's it. Just finished work, eating my favorite cookies. White macadamia, but I'm only eating 2. That's it. I got almonds. I need to be crunching on those. And I got some apples. But you know, they say when you're overweight, like myself, it's parasites in your body that crave the sugar. So I'm gonna feed these parasites. I lost everybody. Wow. I went from 19 people popping in to everybody bouncing. I guess I'm just not that interesting at the moment. Yeah. But it's all good. I'm gonna still give you this time, though. Come in. That's good. Yo, them white macadamia nut cookies are so daggone good. The ones from Big Y. The ones from Walmart, they're whack. It's like they focus more on the white chocolate chip, less on the macadamia nuts. And even like the white chocolate chip, I don't know. It's like the texture of it. It's kind of off. I'm not a fan of those. But Big Y, yeah. Yeah, they hooked those up. It's none of y'all watching me, man. If y'all could, hit that like button for me, man. Hit the hype button, hit the share, subscribe, all that. Be a part of the journey. Thank you for subbing, Sandy. Be a part of the journey. Be a part of the reason why Mo Green Channel blows up, because I'm a positive brother. I don't be arguing or putting nobody down, nothing like that. I'm more on the philosophical tip. When it comes to me giving my opinions on things, I try to give an objective, fair opinion. Even though nowadays, there's so many groups and factions, and mainly just two, left and right. They either want you to be this or that. But sometimes things are a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Nothing is cut and dry. Because no human being is cut and dry. I think everybody has variable elements that compose themselves. Nobody's absolute. But social media will have you believe you are either this or that. And it's just not true. Every single human being on this planet, even if you don't have both parents, like even if you weren't raised by both parents, you legit get DNA from mother and father. This and that. You know what I mean? So even if they didn't raise you, just from a genetic DNA level, you're going to have elements and influences from this and that. From both. I know this is not some secretive way to say, for me to say we're all bisexual for those whose brains go there. No, that's not what I mean at all. I'm talking about character traits, personality traits. Not orientation, not sexual orientation. It's not what we're talking about. At all. That's another conversation itself. And so being as it may, because I'm aware of that, because that's how I am. Whenever you see we talk about things in politics and things of that nature, you'll never see me take a super hard stance. Because there's things I like about this, and there's things I like about that. There's things I loathe about this. There are things that I loathe about that. I don't believe in absolutes. I think the only thing that's absolute is existence. Not in the form that you presently are in, but just matter and reality in general. That's the only thing that's absolute. Why? You can't get something from nothing. So if you can't get something from nothing, that means something was always. And my bad, that in itself is an absolute. I lost y'all. I did it. I'm getting kind of deep. But you know what though? People always show up on the back end. And eventually, I think this is what I'm going to do. This is my goal. I'm writing a book called As Below, So Above. There's this phrase, as above, so below. They say, like, a lot of things you see in the universe, you can relate it to a lot of things right here within us. Like, they say we're composed of atoms, basically a bunch of spheres united by energy. And then when you look at the universe, you see a bunch of stars and planets and stuff united by gravity or whatever it is that keeps them together. The atoms spin, planets and stars and stuff spin. There's a lot of parallels, but my thing is, instead of trying to look without and trying to compare things to us, like looking, why not look within first? Make the comparison from the inward out as opposed to from the outward in. Because we can already see within. Why not focus on what makes us work and then look up and see how it compares to it? Not the other way around, trying to figure out something far away and then relating it to us here. No, let's fully understand ourselves here and then look at it from far away. So, I mean, it's kind of complex or whatever, but in a lot of my episodes that I do on this podcast, I go on like a lot of philosophical tangents. And it's all pretty much all of my episodes about 30 minutes. And I didn't really start getting into the philosophical side of my podcast until I want to say, I got to look back into it, but I think around episode 27. So for the most part, the majority of it, unless I do just like a comedy only episode, from episode 27 till now, that's damn near 60 episodes. Those are 60 potential chapters. So I used to always think to myself, I don't physically write. How am I going to sit down and start writing this book? It was like every day that I go home, I get in this vehicle and I rant on some deep philosophical stuff. I've been writing the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to start, not if, I'm going to wait till I get to episode 100 and I'm going to curate this. The hard part of me when it comes time to composing my chapters, I got to go back. I got to listen to my episodes. I could literally tell AI. I mean, not even AI. I could just look at the transcripts on YouTube, transfer the transcripts into like a word processor, Microsoft Word or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Well, constant. Read it through, get AI to edit it, you know what I'm saying? Make it fit and work. Bam. That's it. That's a chapter. If I got to add anything, I add it. But I got like 60-something chapters already. And here's the cool thing. I don't need like a 60, 70 chapter book. Essentially, As Below, So Above, it's a series. And I can put together these series of books. And basically, my opening statement that I want to have in my As Below, So Above series is, I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm just here to give you a different perspective. That's how it starts. Because we're so used to, we got to live a certain way because this Bible book told us to, or these philosophers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Religion told us to do this. The government tells us to do this, blah, blah, blah. We try to, you know what I'm saying? We try to save enough money so that basically we can take care of ourselves before we die. And we just have no idea what's going to happen. Some of us think we're going to burn in hell. Some of us think we're going to go to heaven. Some of us think we're not even going to exist at all. We have all these preconceived notions, and the majority of them are negative. If you think you're not going to exist anymore, to me, that's a negative. If you think you're potentially going to burn in hell, that's negative. If you think you're going to live in heaven, that's positive. Those three things. So basically, for the most part, most human beings on this planet, out of the three options, 66% of what they think potentially is going to happen to them is negative. Either I'm going to burn in hell, or I'm not going to exist at all, or I'll go to heaven. I want to give you a different perspective. If energy can't be created nor destroyed, matter can't be created nor destroyed, the matter that's in you has always been here. It was just in different forms. So it's just going to be in another form once you go on to what you go on. And then we're always so worried and scared what's going to happen. But the thing is, you were a billion different things before you became this. The molecules and the atoms that make you up, they were something else an infinite amount of times before it became you, and it got here just fine. Why can't that pattern continue? Why does that have to stop? Become something so negative or something so extreme when this form is, because somebody taught you that. So, and they have no proof. They got no way of proving. They have no way of proving what's going to happen afterwards. There's no way, right? So if there's no way of proving it, to me, whatever's going to happen afterwards, it's your own personal blank canvas. And if it's your own personal blank canvas to imagine what's going to be once you are no longer in this form, why not have a positive outlook or outcome? Why does it always have to be negative? I'm burning in hell, or I'm not going to exist. And then most people don't even believe in heaven. That claim they believe. Why? Because they fear death so much. If you believe that you was living, if you really truly believe in heaven, and you truly lived a righteous life, or thought you lived a righteous life, you wouldn't be dreading dying so much. But you still got that 66% of thought in the back of your mind. Damn. What if I did it wrong? God gonna burn me forever. Or what if I'm wrong about religion? Period. I'm not gonna exist. Most people that have a monotheistic mindset, their thought of what's gonna happen after they die, 66% of that thought is negative. That's crazy. And you only think that way because somebody that was older than you, that knew more about whatever scripture they was passing off to you, taught you that information. But the crazy thing is, the person that taught you that information, they wasn't even 100% sure. And the person that taught them wasn't 100% sure. And the person that taught them is basically a bunch of blind people teaching a bunch of blind people about something that nobody's sure of. Nobody can prove. The one thing that everybody has in common as far as belief and what could potentially happen after this existence is nobody can prove what happens after. Nobody can. It's only books written by men that were constantly changed over and over and over and over again. And that's where we want to put the faith of our eternal existence in something that was diluted, basically given to us by people that was, I'm sorry, retarded. And that's not an insult. If you think about the cosmos and you think about the infinite information in eternity, I don't care if you're the smartest person who ever walked the earth. Compared to eternity, you're still retarded. Just like Muhammad, something came over him and he, all of a sudden, he had the total Quran in his brain. Just like all those different writers of the Bible that somehow they were just inspired to write it. What make all them people so special? They got the same cells, same blood, same organs that every human being that came after them had. What made them so special? If they can get inspired, why can't each of us individual get inspired and just have our own concept of what may happen after we transition from this form? And there's a lot of things in nature that give us the clues. The major clue, two major clues. The rain cycle starts off in the air, in heaven, real misty, and it transforms to water, cascades down to the earth, like angels falling from heaven, hits the ground, soils the earth, plants grow from it, plants absorb the water, it evaporates, repeat cycle. Another example, the tree cycle, you know what I mean? Starts off barren, nothing. Or however you want. Maybe it starts off with full leaves, right? Leaves start to get a little, starts to change color in the fall. Leaves start to fall off. Tree get older, or the leaves get older, rather. In the wintertime, if the leaves are completely barren, you think it's dead. Springtime comes, you see the buds starting to happen. Full spring, leaves are in full bloom, flowers, everything. Repeat cycle. As below, so above. Human being. That sperm, and sperms are like raindrops, cascades from, your father's shaft, right? And it splashes on that egg, which looks like the earth, right? As below, so above. That human being grows and buds out of that egg like a plant growing, you know what I'm saying? It's real little. Buds start to pop out. It becomes a full adult, becomes a full adult, like a tree with its leaves full. Starts to get older, leaves start to fall off, hair starts to fall out. As below, so above. Gets real old and gray, you know what I'm saying? Almost all the leaves are gone. No leaves, period. No hair, you know what I'm saying? Leaves completely barren. Human being, back to the ground. Repeat cycle. As below, so above. We see it all the time. We see this cycle. You ain't never see the rain cycle just stop. You ain't never see trees just stop growing. This cycle always, it's infinite. So if we see infinity all around us doing the same exact thing, what makes us so special that it just stops with us in this form? I don't believe it. And I didn't need a book to tell me that. I didn't need some old freaky religious dude or opportunistic individual to tell me that. I just learned that just experiencing life and just looking around. Looking at myself and then looking at as below, so above, and looking at things around me. That's it. And until somebody can give me definitive proof, not riddles, not mystery, not guessing, not shaming, not antiquated language from the 1500s that don't make any sense, that my black ancestors didn't speak at all. No. So they can give me something definitive that makes logical sense, that can correlate and relate to to the current times. I'm gonna go with my own feelings, man. I'm not hurting anybody. 1 second. My bad. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not coercing anyone. I'm not convincing anyone to doing anything. Anybody that chooses to come and watch me, this is what you choose to watch. I'm not even saying anything that I'm saying is the truth. I'm just saying these are philosophies and ideas of me studying different people like Neville Goddard, Alan Watts, Carl Jung, just to name a few. Even Shaman Direct to an extent, that give me comfort and solace and trying to exist in this crazy matrix. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling people to follow anything. I'm just speaking my piece. It's just like if I wrote a book and it says as below, so above. You got to choose to purchase a book. You got to choose to open it up and read it. I'm not forcing you to read it or nothing like that. Do I think life is on other planets? I got a, I got a, a good answer for that. I think everything is life. 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 Do I think life is on other planets? I think everything is life. Everything. They have atoms, they got molecules, they got protons, they got electrons, things are moving. Everything is life. It's not a matter of if there's life on every planet or on other planets. Legit, everything is life. It's just different forms of life. Everything is life. You see, human beings, we're so arrogant and we're so xenophobic that we think this, the hands, the eyes, and we think this is like the only form of existence, as far as like sentient beings. Everything is life, man. Everything. Nothing is dead. Everything is moving. Everything is moving around. And the thing is, up until maybe the last couple 100 years, we didn't understand like radio waves and gamma rays. It's a whole spectrum of things and sounds that we can't even hear and things we can't see because we don't have the instruments to see them. We didn't. We have the instruments to hear and see a lot of things now, but there's probably far more colors, far more sounds in different dimensions that we just don't have the technology. We don't have the technology to see it. It's just a matter of developing it. 200-300 years ago, the idea of a bunch of human beings flying on a plane, a boat in the air, that was unheard of. They would have thought you was a demon. You know what I'm saying? Or they would have thought you were insane to even postulate something like that. Talking to each other on phones with an earpiece, that's almost like telepathy to an extent, because we invented the technology in order to do so. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm working on in my book, man. Just different perspectives and different ways to see things. Like the books, they're done. It's just me. I got a scheduled time. I have to, every day I should dedicate it's not even a lot of time, yo. It's just 30 minutes. And I don't even have to fully watch my videos no more. I can literally put them in AI and say, AI, tell me all the deep stuff that I said, put it out in written form. I'll have them write it out, and obviously I'll read it again. And any tweaks or edits that I have to do, I go through and do it. Bam. I got chapter 1. Bam. I got chapter 2. And eventually I put the book together. And if, people just want to sit and read, see how my brain works, and just give them like different ways to think about things and see things. Give them hope instead of having basically an outlook of after you die, pretty much 66% of the outcome is negative and ass. Either I'm a burn forever or I'm not going to exist. Those are the two things. Or maybe I'll go to heaven, which is the hardest thing to get to in the history of humanity. Nah, yo. I'd rather just have the idea that, listen, I've been experiencing an infinite amount of life forms before all these atoms that compose me got here. So I'm going to experience, I'm going to experience other forms of existence once these atoms disperse. Just like when you heat up water, the water steams and it spreads and it effervesces, it floats, it goes in heaven. The water still exists, it's just in a different form. Mist, rain, you know what I mean? It's clouds. And then when it all comes together, I don't know how the process works. I need to look this up. It rains. It rains back on Earth. Your caramel machinata every morning life. Hey, thanks for liking my videos. And if y'all like my videos, y'all should be pushing them thumbs up. It's 2 thumbs up, and it was like almost 20 people that's watching. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I just see things in a different, like all these. I think one of the worst, and I said this before in one of my videos, one of the worst things that humanity did to other humans was teaching them that death was unnatural and death was a bad thing, and even calling it death in the first place and putting it in negative connotation. Because if nobody ever taught you that death was a bad thing and that death wasn't a part of life and it was part of the cycle of transformation, this whole world would be different. You couldn't control nobody by threatening them with death. You couldn't give them false hopes and because they fear death. So you'd be like, hey, if you come to my church or you come to my temple and give me this money, blah, 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 this is what's going to wait for you. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't prove it, but, I know this book better than you do, so you're going to follow me. The whole world will be entirely different, yo. I was going to tell a couple jokes, but it's like, you know what? When I get on this, I pretty much go where the spirit takes me. And I got a series of new jokes too. I got this joke about. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the set list. I have a joke about why is it every time you find the millions of dollars of drug money and then you turn it in like a good Samaritan, they only give you $500 as a reward. I say that, and then I talk about I went to a karate class and the instructor told me the most important thing in martial arts is discipline, but I couldn't take my eyes off the fact that his stomach was hanging out of his gi. That's another one. And what else? I'm not telling you. I'm just trying to see if I can remember these jokes. I don't write them down. I verbally put them in the audio recorder. And then another one was, oh my gosh. What else? Those were the two major ones. I was saying how I be on like a lot of these sites on Facebook, Kevin Samuels groups, and Andrew Tate groups, and they say as far as a married couple, if somebody becomes overweight to the point that they're undesirable, it's not grounds for divorce. To death do us part, but it is grounds to give the other person a hall pass. And I'm about 10 pounds away from having to give my girl a hall pass. Good thing we're not married, so I can still enjoy my donuts in peace because the contract has not been signed yet. The papers are still being processed. So that's another one. And then I talk about the best way to get scammers off the phone is to speak in a worse accent than what they have. And one of my newer bits was I said, I'm glad my lady's intelligent because I had to end the date with this other chick pretty early because she thought that a caveat was an appetizer. And women claim that they have intuition, but they are really into wishing that they men don't do them dirty. You know what else? There's another one, and then I got the pancakes. I got the I don't trust people don't eat pancakes. I got the there's no thugs of Vermont. I got that joke because basically I'm trying to build the new hour. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to just see like how many of these bits like I actually remember. You know what I'm saying? And what else? And this asshole park right next to me, so I'm gonna go because I don't like when mofos park next to me at all. I think that's very, 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 very annoying, especially when there's plenty of places to park, yet they insist on parking next to me. Kill yourself. Pay attention, bro. Stop looking at your phone while you're walking. There is a 2,000-pound vehicle that wants you to die. Yes, it does. It wants to kill you. And see, now I parked in a situation where two cars are already parked. I can get in between because this is the only place to park. I'm actually closer to the store. Nobody's in either car, so I don't got to worry about no goofy pulling up next to me while I try to finish these jokes. Damn, what's the other damn joke, yo? Give me 1 second. I gotta look at my notes. Oh yeah, and the last bit. I'm not saying these jokes out just for writing purposes. Like they always talking about they be cloning celebrities and stuff like that. You know, they got the technology to like clone people, human beings. That means you have the ability to desecrate the graves of some of the greatest minds of all time. You could literally dig up Leonardo da Vinci and reproduce the greatest artist, philosopher, and inventor ever, but you would rather clone Leonardo DiCaprio. So that's, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff working on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, listen, I'm off the rails. I'm all over the place. Hopefully, I gave y'all a little bit of inspiration. Hopefully, the individuals, that's, you know what I'm saying, they go when it, that are stressed out This is another thing. Why are people so stressed out that they one day have to pass away when literally every human being ever has passed away? Billions upon this. They say there's over 100 billion people dead. 100. And that's another thing with the Bible. Is like, if you believe in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, God at one point flooded the whole earth, killed off everybody, set a few people, destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, always killing everybody down to like the last couple. It's like, how many more people gonna have to die before you be like, yo, okay, you was right, Satan was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't adhere to that. I don't, like, if I truly believed in the Bible and stuff like that, if I truly believed word for word, it would make me hate God. So I'd rather not believe in the scriptures fully. I just take what I think is good and I spit out what's whack. That's it. And you can do that with pretty much any religion. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, death is literally something that's been happening for over 100 billion people on the earth, 10 times over, for eons and eons and eons. Yet we are so deathly afraid of it because we are taught to teach it that it's a bad, negative thing. And I'm not saying, oh, if you don't fear death, to not appreciate life. Still appreciate the greatness of life. Still appreciate it, respect it. Just like a car. You could die in a car because if everybody was like, yo, if you get in your car, you're going to die, you're going to crash, you're going to crash. No. Don't be like, just handle the car with care and get to where you need to. You don't got to be terrified once you get in the car. You don't got to be terrified in driving this life. You don't have to live it reckless. You know what I mean? You want to get to whatever destination you're trying to go to in as smooth of a manner possible. That's how you want to live. Now, you want to live reckless and all that. Hey, that's your prerogative. But listen, I think I have babbled enough. This went deep, and I went over. I didn't perform my jokes, but I went over just a basic, crude set list just to have it inside my head, because I'm definitely going to try to perform a lot of these new jokes. This Thursday, I'm headlining the Red Rock in Hartford, Connecticut at 8 p.m. 2 days before we fly out to Los Angeles, to Vegas, and to the Grand Canyon. And as I tell all my young and up-and-coming comedians, there is no such thing as writer's block. The comedy guys have not given you anything new to subscribe on that page. It is their way of telling you to work on the things they already gave you. Stay away from the gossip. Stay away from rumors. Stay away from the nonsense. Stay away from the negativity. Stay away from the foolishness. Focus on the funny and lead with love. Life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is an experience for you to behold. So get to beholding. With that being said, I'm going to holler at y'all. Love every single last one of y'all. Peace. Keep it positive, baby.